Hello, everyone. Thanks for tuning in once again to Queen Ahmadiyyah TV presents The Root of All Evil. So tonight we're going to be talking about the story of Dalia Dippolito, who's in prison currently for hiring someone to kill her husband. Okay, so with that all being said, let me adjust this camera. Okay. All right, so let's get into this story, people. And I want to thank you all for tuning in. Please go ahead and subscribe to the channel. If you haven't already done so, be sure to click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Also on Instagram at divine_goddess_27. Twitter at dgoddess27. Patreon and Brighton at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Okay? I couldn't fool with that last live queen, but I'm black. That's okay, beloved. Okay, so thanks, everyone. Hello, Mr. Mercedes. Okay, so here we go. Now listen to this. Florida woman claims that she was just acting in police undercover murder for hire video. She said she was acting. What you talking about, Willis? I wasn't really going to hire someone to kill my husband. I was just playing. Yeah, she was acting, let her tell it. Now, on a grainy undercover police video, Dalia Dippolito is seen getting into a car with a man that she never met before, a man that she believed, police say, would kill her husband for her. Now, but she didn't know at the time. What she didn't know is that this wasn't a hitman. He was actually an undercover police officer named Whitey Jean with the Boynton Beach, Florida Police Department. So I'm going to tell you how I'm going to do it and what exactly is going to get done. The undercover officer is heard telling her on the video done in 2009. He then goes on to say that he would break into her house and her husband gets 2 to the head. All right. Now, between now and when it's done, you know, you're not going to have an opportunity to change your mind. The undercover officer assures her. No, there's no like I'm determined already. I'm positive. This is what she says. I'm determined already. I'm positive. I'm positive, like 5,000% sure, she says. I'm a lot tougher than what I look. I know you came here and oh, what a cute little girl or whatever, you know, but I'm not. That's what she said, but I'm not. Now, prosecutors used this undercover tape as part of their case against Dippolito, accusing the South Florida woman of trying to hire a hitman to kill her husband, her then husband, Michael Dippolito. She was convicted of solicitation to commit first-degree murder in 2011. Now, but her original conviction was thrown out. She was scheduled to be retried that May. Dippolito spoke for the first time about her case in an exclusive interview with ABC News 2020 while on house arrest. Her new defense attorneys, Mark Eiglarsh and Brian Claypool, they wouldn't let Dippolito talk to 2020 about certain parts of the case because it was a pretrial interview. But Dippolito denies ever wanting Michael Dippolito killed and claims that she did not hire a hitman to carry out a murder plot, that it was all just fake. It was a prank. It was a skit, just a shenanigan. I was not actually going to have them kill him. Now, armed with a new defense team, Dippolito claims that she was just acting and that she and her now ex-husband and a friend set up the whole murder for hire video in hopes of posting it on YouTube and gaining reality TV fame. Meanwhile, the reality TV show Cops was filming with the Boynton Beach Police Department on the day of her arrest, no less. Now, with the attorneys that I have, so much is coming to light to where it would just be insane to not believe me, says Karen. Notice how these people think people are always supposed to believe them in anything they say. Remember that, you know, like with the Me Too group, when they came out saying hashtag believe all women. No. That's what we're not going to do, Karen, is believe all women, because we know that plenty of Karens and Beckys do lie, especially as it pertains to Black men. But yes, she said with all of this coming to light, it would be insane to not believe me. Like everybody's supposed to just take their words. This is what lying devils do. And when you don't believe them, and when you corner them and start exposing them and asking them the tough questions that they, in fact, don't want to answer, oh, well, they quickly start with the Becky tears, the mayo-splaining, and all of a sudden become the victims. This is what they do. So now let's look at the video footage of the nefarious plot, scheme, and scam, right? I'm going to share my camera so you all can see this. Hold on. Share my page. Just a moment. So you all can see this. Everyone, please get the likes up. Please like and share the video. She's full of it. I saw the Snapped in 48 Hours episode. She played him. Oh, yes, she did. Yes, she did. And prosecutors say she did all of this, plotting and planning and scheming, no less, because she wanted to take control of the bank accounts, you see. She wanted the money.
Is your husband Michael?
Newlywed Dalia Dippolito getting the worst news ever.
I'm sorry to tell you, ma'am, he's been killed.
There's wailing, hysteria. But are those tears as fake as the crime scene? Staged by police, but filmed by cops, literally, the TV show.
The police say she wanted him dead.
They didn't plot anything.
That they have the proof, caught on hidden camera, hiring a hitman.
Nobody's going to be able to point a finger at me. That's like 5,000% sure.
She wasn't just 100% sure. She was 5,000% sure that she wanted her husband killed.
But Dalia says the only reality was getting herself and her husband on reality TV.
If they could do it, there's no reason why we can't do it.
They wanted to submit that, post it on YouTube, try to get acting parts.
So the goal here was to be famous?
She got what she wanted.
Work it, work it.
The outrageous story made national headlines.
One of the wildest and one of the craziest.
The story just got huger and huger.
And tonight, she's telling her version to 2020.
How do you explain we have all seen and heard on those videotapes? With 3 trials behind her,
Trying to cope with everything.
get ready for a he said, she said scandal.
Now you see that, people? They said how do you explain that? They asked her. I want you to pay attention. They said, how do you explain that? That's what they asked her. Oh, that's easy. You may explain. That's what she was doing, right? Clearly. Absolutely. Now, she wanted to get those bags of cash. Now, let me continue with the article. So nefarious, people. So nefarious. And then here's the thing. The police played her. They set her up and had her thinking that her husband was already dead, that the deed had been carried out. And you saw the little fake crocodile tears she tried to muster up. Pouty mouth Karen, don't I look innocent? No, absolutely. Absolutely, she did not. Now, so let me continue with the article. So when Dalia Dippolito first started dating Michael Dippolito, he was still married to another woman. Dalia described him as charming and really engaging. She says, I felt a really strong connection. But what Dalia Dippolito said she didn't know at first was that Michael was a paroled felon out on probation. She's one to talk, clearly, right? Now, after months of being together, his probation officer showed up at our door, she says. I had no idea who it was. When he told me, he just completely downplayed everything. I wouldn't have dated him if I had known. Well, I'm sure he wouldn't have dated you either if he'd known you were a killer who would hire someone, or if he knew you were the type that would hire someone to kill him for cash, I'm sure he wouldn't have dated her either. Now, years prior, Michael Dippolito had been in prison for fraud around scamming investors, or after scamming investors out of almost $200,000. And he was on probation until, or he is on probation until 2032. Ooh, that's a long probation, honey. Michael told 2020 that Dalia knew about his past and that she knew he was on probation. A few months after they met, Michael Dippolito got a divorce and married Dalia 5 days after it was finalized. But just 6 months into their marriage, police claim she wanted him dead. Now, the Boynton Beach Police Department received their first tip about Dalia Dippolito's alleged plot from her friend Mohammed Shihadi. Boynton Beach Police said Shihadi, a confidential informant, and was a confidential informant and set up hidden cameras that they could capture Dalia Dippolito, asking Shihadi to help her find a hitman to kill her then husband. Now, in a separate meeting, police say they videotaped her talking with an undercover police officer who was posing as a hitman about having Michael Dippolito killed. Cops' cameras were recording when Boynton Beach police woke Michael Dippolito up early in the morning after Dalia had left to go. She had left the home and told him about the alleged murder plot. So they woke this man up after she left, and they were like, "Listen, your wife's trying to kill you. You might want to get up and get out of here." Okay. So Boynton Beach police then staged a fake crime scene at Dippolito's home to make it seem like he was killed, setting up police tape on the street and fingerprint dust. And then, with cops' cameras still rolling, alongside Boynton Beach police officer cameras, they called Dalia to the scene and told her to return on home. When she arrived, police recorded her reaction as they notified her that her husband was dead. The police posted a video of Dalia at the fake crime scene on YouTube. The video went viral. Now, at the station, police recorded her as they asked her questions, and then revealed that they have her on tape and that her husband was in fact alive. Can you imagine the look on her face and what was going through her mind when she realized that she'd been conned after she tried to perpetuate this scam? And so they told her that her husband was alive and that the hitman that she met with was actually an undercover police officer named Whitey Jean. During the interrogation, she denied ever meeting him. You see the dumbness of the lies? She denied ever meeting him, but they just told you they have you on video. Now, when Dalia first went to trial in April of 2011, prosecutors argued that she was after her husband's money and his condo. They also argued that she wanted Michael Dippolito out of the way so that she could be with an old boyfriend, and presented sexually graphic text messages in court that they said Dalia exchanged with that ex-boyfriend. So she wanted to kill her husband so she can snatch his cash, get all his Skrilla, and go live lavish with her ex. Dalia claims Michael Dippolito sent those text messages to her old boyfriend as a joke. So everything's a joke, people. Clearly, she's a comedian. I mean, hey, she staged a murder for hire plot, and then she even had her husband get in on the scheme and send text messages to her ex-boyfriend, explicit, sexually explicit, provocative text messages to her ex as a joke. What husband would laugh at that and in fact engage in that? Please miss us with it. So she said her husband did this all as a joke. Now she says, I didn't send those messages from my phone. Mike actually sent those text messages. This is what she told 2020. Michael Dippolito denies that was the case, of course. Now, it took a jury just 3 hours of deliberations to find Dalia guilty of solicitation to commit first-degree murder. She was sentenced to 20 years in prison, but a Florida appeals court later ruled that the jury had been improperly selected and overturned the conviction. You see how they stay on code? The jury was improperly selected, they say? Was it too many Black people on there? I'm just wondering. But yes, they said the jury was improperly selected. So they overturned the conviction. Now, They say it was the first piece of good news throughout the whole process that I received. This is what Dalia said. I guess she thought she was going to get off scot-free. Now, Dalia and her attorneys claim she and Mike Dippolito and Mohammed Shahadi had set up a hitman scenario because they were, in fact, trying to mimic an episode of the television show Burn Notice. Okay? Shahadi was a part-time actor who claimed to have appeared on Burn Notice. And Dalia said they hoped their fake murder for hire video would make them famous. Now, the tape is here's the thing. Which she obviously didn't have enough common sense to think of. If it was a murder for hire plot that was a joke and only being staged, shouldn't she have let the person that she was hiring in on it? By the way, I want you to get in the car and act like I'm hiring you to kill my husband. I'm going to act like I'm going to pay you cash. This is just a joke. It is a prank. This is not real. We're trying to get a reality show. Isn't that what she would have done? Please miss us with it. So anyway. So according to Dalia Dippolito's attorney, Brian Claypool, Shahadi figured it would be better if the video was recorded on real undercover cameras planted by actual police officers. Oh, really? Here's the question. How would they know that police officers were going to hide cameras? How would they even know that real police officers were going to actually find out? Anyway, they say they wanted to submit that, post it on YouTube to try to get acting parts. That was the plan. This is what Claypool told 2020. I'm not here to tell you that what these three folks did was smart, he says, because clearly it wasn't. And it was a lie, in fact. Now, when Shahadi realized his plans for the fake video were out of control, he wanted out. This is what the lawyer says. He wanted out. And Claypool claims that he wanted to, get out of the situation, adding that it was pressure from Boynton Beach police to deliver that led Shahida to threaten Dalia to be sure she participated in the meeting with the hitman, who he knew was an undercover police officer. Now, during his deposition, Shahadi acknowledged feeling pressured by police to find a confidential informant. Shahadi also declined 2020's request for comment, but in a deposition, he denied working on a video with the Dippolitos and denied ever pressuring Dalia. Michael Dippolito denied ever knowing Shahadi and denied the two of them were making a video for him and his wife. Now, Dalia Dippolito's new defense attorneys are claiming that the Boynton Beach police violated her rights in a number of ways, and that the detectives were focused on making good TV for cops. They had filed a motion to have the case dismissed. They say there's no question about it. The Boynton Beach Police Department was dead set on manufacturing a crime. This is what our attorney Claypool says. The police department denies any wrongdoing and says it was only trying to gather evidence. Let me tell you something. The police were gathering evidence, but they absolutely were trying to get good footage for cops. When have the police been in the habits of staging a fake crime scene? I mean, it was good because that's how they caught her. And they also got her fake reaction with the crocodile tears and all of that. But clearly they came up with that for the TV show. And notice, the police are the ones who released the video and it went viral. Clout chasing, no less. Now, I'm not saying they didn't do their job, but they were clearly clout chasing in my opinion. Now, in a statement to 2020, the Boynton Police said, "We will not be speaking to the specifics of this case due to the fact that the Palm Beach County State Attorney's Office is prosecuting Ms. Dippolito, and we are not in the business of trying cases in the court of public opinion. Our burden rests in the establishment of evidence, not in crafty impression management techniques. Whether it's the legendary Twinkle defense or Ms. Dippolito's original reality TV story, defense attorneys have a long history of attempting to establish reasonable doubts." That's what they are hired to do, of course. Now, it's a benchmark of our criminal justice system. We have confidence in the quality of the case presented and the ability of our state attorney to successfully prosecute Ms. Dippolito a second time, they said. Now, as she waited for a new trial, Dalia Dippolito stayed at her mother's home and had to wear an ankle monitor. She said she was on medication for depression and anxiety at the time. I'm sure you would be on medication and suffer anxiety if you knew that you've been caught red, cold, busted, and now facing 20 years in prison. Of course you'd be depressed. She says, I'm going through depression. Here she goes with the Becky tears, mansplaining and making herself to be a victim. I'm going through depression, she told 2020. I'm in intensive therapy. Now just trying to cope with everything that's happened and the unknown because it's hard. I'm sure it is. Dippolito never testified at her first trial. She said that she was prepared to do so at the next one, take the stand. She said she considered herself to be understanding, sweet, and compassionate, and said that she was not a cold-blooded killer, like prosecutors made her out to be. So now it's the prosecutor's fault that she's viewed as a cold-blooded killer? I'm sorry, I could have sworn it was the video of her trying to hire someone to murder her husband. She says the person they're describing is definitely not me. I married him, Michael Dippolito, because I loved him. Now I wish I never had met him. And I'm sure likewise, honey, he wished he never had met you, okay? Please. The nefariousness of it all, people. How come this bitch's tongue hasn't fell out yet? Okay, Sweet Pea? Carl says she's full of shites. Absolutely. Ray Love says all of those were my favorite shows. Yes. Conscious Aloe said, of course, silly. So I hope you all enjoyed that story, but it just goes to show how some people will do anything and stop at nothing to get a bag. And actually money, not money itself, but it is the love of money that is the root of all evil. The love of money is the roots of all evil. And this is true because many people will do anything and everything to catch that Skrilla. Okay? Dan says, girl, bye. Exactly. Silent D says, love this broadcast. Thank you, beloved. Yeah, but she's still a cold-blooded murderer. Absolutely. Absolutely. She was there for it, for having her husband killed. So with that all being said, I hope you all enjoyed this show. I would like to ask you all to please like and share this video. Please like and share this video. Subscribe to the channel if you have not done so already. Click the notification bell and click the word all so that you're notified each time the Queen Goddess goes live. And don't forget to follow me on Instagram at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. Also on Instagram at divine_goddess_27. On Twitter at dgoddess27. Brighton and Patreon at Queen Ahmadiyyah Shakur. And I will be going live tomorrow on this same channel again. I'll be going live on here again tomorrow. And I will also be going live on my regular channel, Authentic Black Goddess TV. And also on the Paranormal Realm. Okay? On Beyond the Realm. So with that all being said, I hope you all enjoyed it. Enjoy the rest of this lovely night. Keep your vibrations high. Elevate your consciousness levels, people, and don't let demons and devils and wicked, nefarious people drag you down and make you stoop to their levels. With that all being said, I will talk to you all again soon, Royal Family.